a world full of conventional Hollywood cliches and recurring lackluster sequels, one critic has seen it all, who can provide you with all the movie news, opinions, and reviews that could very well save humanity as we know it. This is Libby's Movie Hunt. And now, your host, Libby Hunt.
Welcome to Libby's Movie Hunt. I'm your host, Libby Hunt, along with Kevin E. and Zach.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi, good. How are you?
Happy Friday.
You too. Okay, nothing like live podcasts or TV. I had to go see Birth of a Nation before we talked about it. So that's why I'm late. We're starting 5 or 10 minutes late. Sorry, guys out there.
I think it's worth it.
Yes.
To get that information.
Well, because I was expecting one of y'all to see it, which you did, but I think it's such an important film that I was like at North Park. I mean, I was hauling over here. Yeah. So hello to live podcast.
And yeah, I'm glad you're all right because the weather conditions are not great here.
They're a little hairy,
right
yeah.
now.
I know. So I've got to definitely get in on more of these screenings so I can see stuff earlier. I've been going on Thursday. I have gotten to some screenings now that I'm a movie critic.
Right.
LibbysMovieHunt.com. Little plug there. And y'all have been busy. From the State Fair.
Oh, yes, absolutely. The State Fair has kept us very busy.
So you are doing a lot of your podcasts from there and radio.
We're trying to do as many as we can. Anyone on the network, we offered a spot to if they want to come out and be on the air with us. We are live at the State Fair this coming Friday, a week from today, and then we'll be out there the Thursday following that.
And you should be out there with us, I think.
I am.
The Thursday following, yeah.
The Thursday following. I'll be out there with y'all. Can we eat some gross stuff while we're talking?
Absolutely.
Did y'all try any of the fried stuff?
Oh my gosh! Being out there all day, yeah, we get fed it all day.
I can't remember the name of it, but it's the fried chicken pot pie pocket or something.
Is that good?
It was really good.
How was the fried? Did you try the fried lemonade?
I did.
He did. Yes, Zach did try that.
It's kind of like mushy lemonade.
Yeah, with some kind of glaze on it. It honestly tasted kind of like any kind of lemon cake. Just with kind of fried. It wasn't. It was
like liquidy.
Surprising. Huh?
Is it liquidy?
It's more like a slushy, right?
No, it's like a fried like cake. It's like it's like I don't know.
But you had it after it had absorbed a while. Maybe it's different when you get it fresh.
Yeah, like I said, I would liken it more like a lemon poppy seed cake or something like that.
Did you have a fried Oreo?
I did not. I've had one before though. Always good. Also fried s'mores.
And you tried the cotton candy
cocktail.
Yeah,
that is the sweetest thing I think I've consumed in the last 5 years. Easy. Like,
really?
It was just it's like concentrated sugar. It was so sweet.
Cotton candy cocktail. Was it actually a cocktail?
Oh, It's boozy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like a slush, kind of like a margarita. It's cotton candy pink, and it tastes exactly like cotton candy. It's astounding.
Yeah, almost forgot to mention we broadcast. We're going to be out there at the Skyway Porch, which is right between Big Tex and the Skyway, and there's a bunch of drinks and food right there. So.
Oh, good.
We'll
have fun.
Perfect. Yes.
Maybe there'll be some popcorn-worthy food while we're out there.
Probably.
I know. I hope the weather holds up. It's getting cool, though. I like that.
Is fried popcorn a thing?
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
Oh my God, we have to get the fried popcorn.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's fried anyway. It's not fried, but it's
right. Yeah.
Butter.
I'm talking breaded and deep fried.
Oh my gosh, let's do it.
Popcorn.
Okay, well, we could talk about the fair forever. I'm excited. Did y'all ride any rides?
No,
we did not.
Didn't have time for that.
Next time.
Midway, spend about $100 wasting your money.
Yeah,
sure. Gotta go win your girlfriend a stuffed animal or something.
We're also right by the games too, so
we are very close.
That's fun. Okay.
Right behind Big Tex.
Oh, Big
Tex. I know.
Tex.
What a great guy.
Well, okay. Let's talk about movies. We both saw Birth of a Nation.
We did. Went and saw Birth of a Nation.
I did not. You guys did.
You passed on that one.
I did.
You opted for Girl on the Train?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's why we're going to go talk about Girl on the Train, The Dressmaker with Kate Winslet, and The Birth of a Nation.
Right. Dressmaker is the one that's mixed up. You went and saw that one. Kevin and I both missed it.
Right.
So The Birth of a Nation.
Tell us.
Nate Parker directed it. It was this directorial debut, believe it or not. He co-wrote it with a friend from college, starred in it as the main character, Nat Turner, directed, and produced it. It was his directorial debut, which is nuts to do all of those things in such a big movie. He was previously in Red Tails. from George Lucas. I don't know if anybody ever saw that.
I saw it.
Did you? I missed that one.
Wasn't too great.
It was real cheesy.
Right.
Cheesy.
That's what he had been in and a couple other things. It's one of those movies almost like you feel obligated to go see it. It's a little historical. Let me summarize first. It's a historical film. It's about the Nat Turner and the uprising of a bunch of slaves during, back in the day, back when slavery was a thing in America, when it was prevalent. And, it's kind of a rise and, honestly, I'd liken it to almost something like Braveheart. It feels inspirational, you know, it's got a revolution kind of theme behind it, but it's also got that twist of like black versus white, and it's got like, it addresses slavery and racism. It's a movie a lot like Schindler's List. I feel like you feel obligated to go see it. Like, I should go see this movie because
of
it's
its
like, it's
historical
important.
significance. Yet I've never seen Schindler's List.
I haven't either, honestly.
Of our lifetimes. But this movie, I felt like, I heard that's really not that accurate. Is the real life story that in the real life story he had a rebellion against all these terrible slave owners, which is there should have been a rebellion. My goodness.
Yeah.
But this group of slaves went in and killed women and children with machetes.
It's pretty hotly debated what exactly happened with Nat Turner, whether or not he was a good guy or
I heard he maybe
nuts.
if he was nuts. But I mean, shoot, if you would go nuts being there should have been a rebellion. They should have an uprising.
Kind of a funny side note, the same thing is happening right now. BP is hotly contesting the accuracy of Deepwater Horizon, by the way, saying that it is completely Hollywood fabrication.
I thought they did a good job.
It felt real.
That was popcorn.
It felt good, yeah.
But Birth of a Nation, well, I'd like to know a little bit more about the history of it before
it's funny. My dad's a history teacher. That's the reason I felt like I should go see it.
Yeah, what'd he say?
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's relatively accurate. I mean, we believe it or not, we all read about Nat Turner at some point in school. Mm-hmm. You probably just don't remember, but. I mean, it's a story about his beginning to his end. I mean, you see him as a child, and he's kind of brought up a little differently than all the other slaves. He's taught to read by his master's wife. Only the Bible, though. She specifies at one point that, like, other books are for white folks only. Like, I mean, it's very particular.
It's terrible, yeah.
But he's taught to read the Bible, and he's encouraged by slave owners to teach other slaves, like Christianity, but with kind of a pointed direction. They want him to teach it in the sense that, like, they should stay slaves. And that's what they should take away from, like, the message of the Bible. Whereas when Nat Turner reads it and preaches it, he kind of comes the other way. He's like, no, I think the Bible encouraged people to fight, to fight for what's right and
it says obey the slave owners used the lines in the Bible like obey your slaves to their advantage, and then the other lines to rise up they didn't want known. So it kind of comes to a penultimate scene when his the slave owner that he actually grew up with, they were both kids at the time. They grew up and got older, and the white slave owner, played by Armie Hammer, becomes the owner. I thought he was really sensational. Great. And he owns, Nat Turner, played by Nate Parker, and it comes to a scene where he ends up kind of, hitting him, basically. Beating on him a little bit. And that kind of turns around Nat Turner's ideals, and he realizes, I'm doing this wrong. I should be fighting against this system. And that builds and builds and builds, you saw the film. And to make money... Armie Hammer has to go to different. To make money. He sends him out to preach. As a slave, he sends him around to different plantations, and I think we can probably get to the rest of it after the break. Yeah, we'll be back right after the break.
You're listening to Libby's Movie Hunt on RNCN.
Okay, welcome back to Libby's Movie Hunt. I'm here with Kevin E. and Zach.
Hello.
Hey.
And Zach and I saw Birth of a Nation.
We did.
Having a nice little chat about that and how wonderful it was, and kind of giving a synopsis and history of it.
Right.
But I give it a popcorn worthy.
Yeah, I do too, and it's a bummer because
possibly Oscar.
Yeah, a movie this big, like I want to give it Oscar worthy. I mean, a movie with the title like Birth of a Nation. I mean, it just has such like symbolism and imagery behind it, and it makes you feel. Like a lot of movies don't nowadays, and I respect that. But at the same time, it's his directorial debut. There were a couple times things felt a little generic, like, okay, well, I've seen this before, like in, other inspirational films of this manner. So I would give it a popcorn, possibly Oscar. I agree.
Think popcorn worthy with his performance maybe Oscar worthy.
Yeah, maybe.
I think he might be nominated.
Which is, again, so hard to believe. It's his directorial debut. He starred in it, produced it, wrote it, and like it was all pretty awesome. I mean, yeah.
I know. So I think Oscars may surround that movie. I think we'll be surprised. Definitely. It could have. Is that the Amityville Horror House you have pulled up?
No, I have a clip of the girl on the train just for when we're.
Because I'm like, I know you like horror films.
I do. I like both the Amityville, the original and the remake.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, I went last year to the Sundance Film Festival, and I think I've said before on the show, that is really one of the funnest things I've ever done. And now that I'm a press person, maybe hopefully I'll get in more. But they were premiering Birth of a Nation at Sundance.
Right.
And let me I wrote down.
I heard it
was
some
a
buzz
record-settling $17.5 million deal bidding war over that movie after Sundance.
Yeah.
So, isn't that interesting?
I heard that before it even started, it got a standing ovation. People were just excited to watch it.
Well, it was one I wanted to see, and I didn't get to see it at Sundance because you have to pick what you can see, and you have to get in early and all that.
Yeah.
So, this year I'm going to get a pass that gets me into everything.
That's going to be
But
so
Armie
cool.
Hammer, I love that actor. His big breakthrough, he played the twins.
The Winklevoss twins.
Yes.
The Winklevi.
Right.
In the Social Network.
And then he was in Lone
David
Ranger.
Fincher, my favorite director.
Yes.
He was in The Lone Ranger.
Yes, Lone Ranger. But he's really, he's a solid actor. I mean, he's got the look. So you can't imagine he wouldn't be a movie star.
He's also in The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And the Entourage film as himself in a brief cameo.
An odd cameo, yeah.
And Clint Eastwood's J. Edgar. He
Oh,
played
yeah,
J.
was he?
Edgar's lover, which was interesting.
I never saw that.
I didn't either.
It was for
I also didn't know there was that twist in J. Edgar. I might watch
Well,
it
they
now.
say that, yeah. But that was one of my least favorite Clint Eastwood movies, by the way. I mean, even though I love Leonardo DiCaprio. But it was so Birth of a Nation we give popcorn worthy, with Nate's performance possible Oscar worthy. Have anything else to say about it?
Not right now. Maybe next week I can
look,
come back. I gotta sit on it. That one I gotta simmer.
Well, I literally, like I said, that's why we're starting late.
Yeah.
I left the theater, so you're right. It is one of those movies I'm going to be thinking about.
Right. Yeah.
When it was over, everybody sat there quiet. It was thought provoking.
Right.
To say the least.
It's kind of a heavy flick in that way. Yeah. When it ends, nobody just hops up and leaves. Everybody kind of sits there for a minute.
I know. With everything going on now in the world, though, it's kind of like, oh, do we need this? But
right.
Let's not get political.
Oh
no.
Let's just have
There's certainly some comments that could be made, but that's not what we're about. We're about objectively viewing films.
I know, that's why I really like doing the show, because the world is so heavy. There's so much icky stuff going on, and let's just have some fun.
Oh my gosh, that's my favorite part of going to the movies.
I know.
Yeah.
Just the escape. My saying is,
away.
I just want to spend the rest of my life laughing. So, but I mean, we do have to be serious too. Okay, we both saw
Girl on the Train.
Girl
on the Train.
And I have a little clip, a 30-second spot, if you just
Yes.
to play it.
Okay, let's play it.
Which I would have done for Birth of a Nation, but they didn't really have any TV spots. I couldn't find one that was nice and short. So here, just real quick, give you an idea of Girl on the Train.
I used to watch this perfect couple. I tell myself not to look, but I look.
This woman's gone missing. Can you tell me where you were Friday night?
I went to visit my husband.
You mean your ex-husband? That woman was his nanny.
I tell myself not to look, but I look. I look.
The Girl on the Train.
All right, so just a little, give you kind of an idea. That trailer sums up the film in a lot of ways.
Right.
Well, Emily Blunt stars as the main character. It's based on the book by Paula Hawkins, which I really enjoyed. Did y'all read Girl on a Train?
I never
did
really
not,
read.
yeah.
Well, I loved Gone Girl, which is kind of similar to this movie.
Right. Same author.
No, different author.
It's not?
No, it's different.
Gillian Flynn was Gone Girl. Right. Okay. I'm sorry.
She did 3 other Sharp Objects and another one. I loved all her books. I want to read anything she's read. And that movie was so it just went along with the book so well.
Right.
I was so happy when Gone Girl did so well, and even got nominated for an Oscar. The main character.
Right.
But this one also was a very good adaptation of the book. I think actually that I like the movie better than the book, and you don't say that very often.
No.
It's interesting about Girl on the Train too, because I liked that book a lot, and it still remains. This was a couple years ago. It's still on the bestseller list. New York So there's something about, but the story is great. So what do you think?
All right. Honestly, I did not particularly care for this movie that much. Maybe that's just me, but it's one of those films that felt to me like it's 2 hours and 45 minutes, and it's 112.
Well, it wasn't that long.
No, it feels like it is.
Oh.
And then I look at the runtime, it's only 112 minutes. I just felt bored and frequently confused. I mean, they do this time jump thing, almost...
they do it in the book, too.
Similar like to a Pulp Fiction, except they do give you some indication of how long it was, like
because
4 years ago.
Because they'll be like Wednesday.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
Emily, they'll say, or, not Emily, Amy, or one of the characters' names.
But sometimes they jump back to present time and not really make that clear. I'm like, is this really happening now, or is this the past? And that kind of stuff just I found a little bit frustrating. Emily Blunt herself was great. I mean, her performance was awesome. But yeah, the pacing of the movie and just the way it's chopped up just felt very weird to me.
But see, if you'd read the book, it is 3 different characters are telling their story, kind of.
Right.
And so in the book, they'll go, to the 3 different girls' names each chapter, or they'll go Wednesday or Friday before the thing that happens, or and so you're just like, the book, I had to keep kind of going back chapters and reading it. That's what I think was frustrating. But see, I loved the movie because I liked it better than the book.
I think if I had read the book and had the context previous, I would have liked it more for sure.
Yeah.
But and another thing that's interesting about it is they keep showing you little things and tidbits about her past and her life, and they don't make her that likable of a character, even though she's like sort of the protagonist. I thought that was a little strange, but she's very believable as that character.
Well, my husband and son went with me, and it's funny since you young guys, he wasn't a big fan of it. He's like, that was depressing. None of the characters were very likable, and I came leaving the theater going, I loved it. What?
Yep.
That's why I don't like to go to movies with people, because I was like, bummed me out. He got in the car and he's like, I really didn't like it. They're depressing.
It is depressing.
I know, but
it's not a happy ending.
Did you know
feel-good
who
movie.
the bad guy was? That was kind of turning.
No, I didn't see that coming.
You didn't see that coming?
No.
So that was fun.
That was a good twist.
That's always good when you don't know. I thought it was good. It's directed by Tate Taylor, who we believe also directed The Help.
He did The Help and then a couple other things that I'm not familiar with.
My mom loved that movie, The Help. Never saw it.
It was really good.
Yeah.
It got some Oscar nominations.
I'm going to guess the commercial response for this film is much better than the critical response.
Exactly.
I think a lot of people will go see it.
Oh, it'll be packed.
Yeah.
It'll do real well this weekend. Justin Theroux, Jennifer Aniston's husband, plays her ex-husband, Emily Blunt's ex-husband, and he does a really good job.
Very good.
We were laughing on the break that they're like, oh, the guy with the funny hairline. And he played. I remember him from 20 or so years ago in American Psycho. Mm-hmm. And he's been in a lot of stuff. He was just in The Leftovers, the HBO series.
Right. Yeah.
Which I think they just ended.
They just wrapped up.
That was a freaky show.
I think so. I don't know if it's coming back or not.
But he's very, very good in it. I'm glad for him because he's been around a long time. You like to see an actor that's just stuck it out, and finally, it's a big role. I mean, I think it's a star. I don't think he's ever had that big a role in a film.
No, I don't think so either. I didn't even know that he was Jennifer Aniston's husband, honestly. But
how do you not know? See,
I
know all my celebrities.
That's how it goes.
So what do you give it?
Oh, I give it popcorn worthy, and Emily's performance possible Oscar worthy.
I'm gonna have to go half popped on this one.
Wow!
Ooh.
But see, that's a real movie critic, Siskel and Ebert moment.
Yeah.
We need to have more of those though.
Yeah.
Because you and I really
we almost always agree. Yeah.
And you ought to look on Rotten Tomatoes and see how accurate I am, because we've been pretty right on this as far as what the masses like.
On this one, let me see. Of course, this happens every single time I'm on the radio. Need a website to pull up quick. It doesn't.
Yeah.
It's just
we'll
a little
figure it
restless.
out.
But I'll check it during the break.
But that's funny. So half popped.
Half popped.
Are you wanting to go see it, Zach?
I am. I'm curious. I wanted to ask: is it as dark as Gone Girl?
No.
You don't think so?
Don't think so.
Gone Girl got dark. I mean,
in a bad way there with Doogie Howser.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, Girl on the Train has a 45% critic rating and a 57% audience rating.
That's all?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I'm surprised.
Yeah, usually you guys are all eye to eye on that.
That changes, though, remember?
That's true.
It changes.
It's subject to change over the weekend.
Because not many people have seen it yet.
Yep.
Oh, I'm kind of surprised. Oh, well. Okay, we're going to go to break, and we'll talk about The Dressmaker when we get back.
This is Libby's Movie Hunt on RNCN.
Okay, welcome back to Libby's Movie Hunt. I'm your host, Libby Hunt, along with Kevin E. and Zach.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey.
Okay, well, we talked about the Girl on the Train. I give it popcorn worthy, with Emily Blunt's character possible, or her role possibly Oscar worthy.
I heard she really
her
killed
performance undeniably excellent, but yeah, I'm still going half popped on this one.
Kevin East half popped, and we both give, Zach and I both give Birth of a Nation.
Yeah, popcorn worthy and possibly Oscar. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
His performance, Nate.
Yeah.
Possible, and there will be Oscars surrounding that movie.
I think so.
There's going to be.
He'll get a couple
because the star of it wrote, direct, and produced it. So it's
all around.
Birth of a Nation is 78% on Rotten for critic score right now, so I'd say that's comfortably in the popcorn range.
Yeah.
And 64% audience rating. I was actually expecting a higher audience rating on this one.
Typically.
Yeah. Well, the filming of it too, you and I were talking about it. It's such an important film. Like you said, he's a new director, but it was just almost a little TV-ish quality.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, it's hard to describe.
Like TV movie made for TV,
made for TV movie.
A little bit,
much like Free State of Jones.
Yeah,
everyone said that about it.
Exactly, and I really liked that, but that could have been better too. You're like, darn. I mean, like that you wanted him to be like 12 Years a Slave, but good Lord, that movie is sad.
I was shocked Matthew McConaughey was in such a low production film.
I know.
I mean, these days he's like a big time A-lister, Academy Award winner now.
Yeah. But I loved it though. I thought it was great. But you want all those kind of films to be like 12 Years a Slave or Schindler's List, or you want them to be more,
or Lincoln even.
Yeah, or be more powerful.
Movies of that caliber just need to. Yeah, they need to land.
They need to go up
range.
to that level. They need They need a bigger budget. Well, see, but he's a new guy. Why?
Oh, I know.
What studio's going to give him a big budget?
I can at least applaud him for shooting for the stars. I mean, the guy swung for the fences on his first movie, a movie called Birth of a Nation. That's
huge. It's a risky project.
Yeah,
it could go either way.
That's a big deal. So, I got to give him credit, but I can also understand why it wasn't as awesome.
I love that there was such a big bidding war for it at Sundance, though.
I mean,
$1.5 million.
That's good.
Yeah.
But, we were talking about, isn't it interesting that there's so many films out now that have American in the title or nation?
There's so
that's
many.
interesting. Maybe
American,
it's the political time.
I don't know. There's so many American things. American Horror Story, American Crime Story,
American Psycho, American Pastoral, American Honey, American. I mean, there's a ton.
American Pie.
American Pie.
Y'all can Google it. It's out there.
There's a bunch.
Okay, and another movie I saw was The Dressmaker, directed by Jocelyn Moorhouse, starring Kate Winslet, Liam Hemsworth, and Judy Davis, who's sensational. It takes place in 1950s Australia. Wow. And this beautiful, talented dressmaker, Kate Winslet, comes back to town to find out about her past. And she starts making clothes for all the townspeople. And it takes place in the outback. But, I mean, there's some funny... we were also looked up. The director, Jocelyn Moorhouse, hadn't done a lot. She did Proof with Russell Crowe and a couple other films.
Back in 91, yeah.
And he's from Australia, and so she's probably an Australian director.
Well, it's funny too. I mean, I haven't actually seen the film, but just judging by it and the reception of it so far, Kate Winslet is the queen of these kind of like independent type films where she has this super powerful performance and ends up with an Oscar nomination for a movie that a lot of people haven't even seen yet. Yeah,
people. I would say half popped, or I wouldn't say bag full of kernels. Like I wouldn't say don't go, but it's definitely half popped. I really can't recommend it. Like you said, her performance is Oscar worthy. I mean, she's just so radiant and glowing and such a movie star, and she's beautiful in this film. But it's I don't know what it was going to be. I almost want people to I'm trying to say, I don't know what it was trying to be. I kind of want people to go see it just so they can tell me.
Yeah,
what it was.
It's maybe just one of those movies where it can't decide what exactly it wants to be. There's no discernible.
Quirky. I mean, there's a mystery in it. There's funny. It's tragic, but then it had this quirky thing to it, like the constable of the town loved dressing up in women's clothing. They threw that in there, which was like one of the most hysterical things of the movie. But it was like, okay, he came to the dressmaker to make him some new frocks. I mean,
it is possible for a director who's careful enough to mix different things like that and actually make it work. A perfect example would be like The Cabin in the Woods.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Actually mixes horror and comedy all at once in a way that works. It's a comedy horror. That's what they decided they wanted it to be. But from this one, it seems like they didn't know if they wanted it to be a drama or a dark comedy or just kind of
almost a dark comedy. I don't know, but half popped.
I'm curious, was this a wide release film or was this like you saw it at the Angelica?
Angelica.
Yeah. Okay. Well, those movies are usually hit or miss.
Okay, let me tell you about.
Kate Winslet's the queen of the limited release.
So yeah, and she'll be nominated. She's so beautiful.
Sure.
She's so beautiful, and I love it too because she's just not perfectly skinny. She's just a voluptuous woman.
Yeah.
But I've got to Magnolia and Angelica, I need to get a hold of y'all because I'm there all the time. Those are my favorite kind of movies. I want to plug this. On Tuesday nights, they show old films, like A Place in the Sun with Montgomery Clift, and Elizabeth Taylor was there last week. I go every Tuesday night. And then on Thursday nights, the month of October at the Angelica, that was Magnolia I was talking about, the Angelica, they have Hitchtober, like a Hitchcock instead of October. And every Thursday night out on the little lawn, there's a little lawn in front of the Angelica, people bring their folding chairs and watch Hitchcock films.
It's funny that you mentioned Hitchcock, 'cause this is a point I wanted to touch on. Girl on the Train almost feels like it wants to be a modern Hitchcock type film.
It does.
Because those films still hold up. I mean, the directing style is still so prevalent. There's so many things you can still grab from that work. So I'm glad that people are still going to see them.
Yeah, I think if it was more Hitchcockian, if that's a word, than Gone Girl.
Oh, definitely.
But it was, there was something about it that was good.
Yeah.
And, back to Bert, speaking of, made me think, I liked the soundtrack. I think music is so important in film. I think that's one of the story coming together. If you have a good star and the soundtrack just make a movie to me. That's one of my things. I thought Birth of the Nation soundtrack was sensational. And then I loved how at the end they put some modern music in it. Did you notice that?
They did, yeah. It was very subtle.
Very subtle, yeah.
It's not something you quite expect.
It's not in your face like Queen in Knight's Tale.
Yeah, but you're kind of rocking at the end, and you're kind of like, this is cool.
Yeah, it's almost like imagine if Braveheart, instead of like they ditched the bagpipes in the last act of the film and just switched to kind of slightly more modern stuff. You're like, I'm not against it. It's a little odd, but you kind of go with it. Yeah. Like, at that point, you're embedded into the film, the experience, and like it kind of works. It's almost. I thought of like Baz Luhrmann because he loves to do that in his movies.
That's true.
Like use super modern music.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's a little off-putting. Like Gatsby was tough for me just because I was like, I don't know. But like if you do the whole movie like kind of normal and then you kind of change it up towards the end, then it works. Plus, the whole film is kind of following somebody's life, and towards the end of it, the later part of his life, the music changes and gets more modern. It almost feels like a progression, which feels natural.
I know, it was neat. Are we done?
Yep, that's pretty much
sad.
it.
I have more to talk about.
Yep.
Oh.
Okay, well, now y'all go see the movies, and we'll see you next Friday at 2 o'clock on Libby's Movie Hunt. Thanks, guys.